justice isn't justice. Justice is what's right for me is right? That's what justice really, truthfully is, right? Although we think of justice as the blind woman holding the scales, right? Speak to any solicitor, any judge, right, and they would tell you the truth, the facts do not matter. It's who puts forward the most convincing case, who is the best at using storytelling, articulating rhetoric, and getting the jury to believe, right? Drivers Mate Podcast or Drivers Mate Podcast. You tell me what you think. Do you want it to go back to the old way, like the more subtle ways, like Drivers Mate Podcast and that, or do you want me to just keep it normal, or just keep it nice and frank, like Drivers Mate Podcast? Thank you for tuning in, right? How do you like the intro? You let me know, right? I like to have a bit of a laugh either way. I don't really care, right? You let me know what you think. Anyway, besides from that, you're tuned in to another day in my actual real life, right? Being a real person, doing real things. And if you like, subscribe and share, you help channels like mine permeate the internet, right? And you also help to keep freedom of speech free, right? Because I'm just a geezer in the van, bro. I don't care about political correctness. I'm just giving my opinion about shit that you don't probably care about. But you care about having a laugh, so that's why you're here, right? So anyway, check me out on all the socials. You can find me everywhere. Please like and subscribe, it helps, man. And not only my own personal ego, like I said, it really does help on the algorithm, right? Because aren't we tired of being sold stuff too? Every video we watch, you got an advert in it in the middle. Anyway, forget all that dark there. Let's go, right?
Your brother kills my son. So what do? I come and kill your father and your cousin.
Rotted.
And then you think, well, I killed your father and your cousin. I'm going to come back and I'm going to kill 4 of your people.
The cycle perpetuates.
Yeah, no problem. It's 16 of you this time. And then you come back and you say, 16, eh?
Jeez.
Let's try for 32. And so this is what happens. This is actually what justice systems are set up by.
Got a nice little BM there.
There's a bunch of reasons justice systems are set up.
Having fun
the one is to punish the guilty. That's one. The other is to have the guilty repent. That's 2. To maintain social order. That's 3. Here's another one that no one ever thinks about. Is to alleviate you from the responsibility of revenge. That's what it's for. Because otherwise, what happens? You kill 1, I kill 2. You kill 4, I kill 8. You kill 16. And soon, everyone's at war. You have a family.
Yeah, okay, I don't know if you heard all of that because I got excited about the supercars driving past, right? But anyway, that's Jordan Peterson. You probably recognize that voice, alright? Who doesn't recognize that voice at this point? Okay? Shout out Jordan Peterson, right? I don't agree with everything he says, and a lot of the times he gets a lot of stuff wrong, but because he's such a brilliant he's brilliant at speaking, right? And he articulates and he word salads the shit out of subjects that aren't necessary, right? So a lot of the times he doesn't actually make a point, he just diverts and says all kinds of nonsense that is looked upon as, in academia, right? But he doesn't actually get to the point of anything, most of the time. Anyway, with my criticisms aside, right, big up yourself, Jordan Peterson. So what is he saying there? He's saying basically the justice system is supposed to alleviate you. What the main point he was saying was supposed to alleviate the need for you to take revenge, right? And that's questionable, right? There's no empirical proof of that I know of. As far as I know, right, the justice system as it currently works was designed to help protect rich people's assets and keep peace amongst the aristocratic caste, right? And to make sure the peasants don't interfere with our business, right? Most of the justice system is based on that, right? Justice isn't justice. Justice is what's right for me is right? That's what justice really, truthfully is, right? Although we think of justice as the blind woman holding the scales, right? Speak to any solicitor, any judge, right? And they would tell you the truth, the facts do not matter. It's who puts forward the most convincing case, who is the best at using storytelling, articulating rhetoric, and getting the jury to believe, right? Evidence does not matter. It's always bloody well been like that, right? And even if you look at Americans' justice systems, good God, man, most of their policing is set up around the fact of initially their police force was set up to keep slaves on the plantation, right? Now I'm approaching my job, so I can't even delve into this the way I would love to, right? And it was kind of silly even starting this. But anyway, just think about what I just said, right? Go look into that if you doubt what I have to say about that. Go actually look it up for yourself anyway, right? But justice is not justice, right? Justice is just us, right? What's good is what's good for me. That is what justice was set up to do, right? Protect the assets and the upper class from the lower class and from squabbles and things happening, right? Because law cannot stop war. It never has, right? If a man wants to blow up something, he can bloody well do it. If a man wants to kill you, kidnap you in revenge, he can bloody well do it. Law does not stop anything. Law is just a deterrent, and really litigation does most of its best work in the business world, right? Not in the criminal world, because a man and a woman that is criminally minded do not consider the law or the effect of their actions on other people. That's the reason they're criminals, yeah? So just remember that. Jordan Peterson is looking at it from one point of view, which is fair to say. But now, yeah, of course, the cycle of violence perpetuates once you do something to someone else and they can't squash that or make peace with that action and make a positive action out of it. Yes, the cycle of violence perpetuates. We see it in gangs, we see it in wars, we see it in countries, right? You did this, I'm going to do that, right? And it doesn't stop there. It goes on and on and on, psychologically, economically, and it permeates through society, right? So he has a point, but just remember this. If you're Christian, right, and you believe in the Bible, Cain still slew Abel. Even though they're under God's watch, right? Even though they're under the watchful eye of God, the man still did what he did, right? So that's just an example there of humans. So just remember that, right? Law, no law. Adam and Eve, another example. Law, no law. Eve's still gonna bloody eat the apple, ain't she, right? So there you go. Anyway, that digressed, right? And another part of law and the way it's set up is based on religious connotations and how God governs the world and how man acts on behalf of God, right? A lot of law and litigation is designed around those ideas, right? So you must understand that justice is not correct. Law as we know it is not correct, and it is not initially in the best interest of the people that participate in it from a solicitor's point of view, and it's not in the best interest of the subject of it, right? And the people that benefit from it and the people that get destroyed by it, right? Law is not, it's not even, justice is not fair, right? But yeah, he has an idea, but it's not a truthful point that justice was meant to deter you from taking revenge, right? That is not true at all, right? Because you can let justice take its role and do its thing, and you can still take revenge as well, right? But when you sign up to society, when you sign up to live in towns and villages and cities and amongst other people in civilized agreements, right, you agree to these terms, right? When your mother signs your birth certificate at your birth, you're now part of the government that you belong to, and you're a subject of them and their rules, right? But there's people that understand this to a way deeper, higher level than me, and they can show you and explain to you, hey, although it says that in this piece of paper, it is not designed to cover you, right? This justice, this law was never meant to help you and benefit you. It's for these people over here, right? So if you decide to step away from society, you don't play by the same rules, right? You have to be aware of that. So although Jordan Peterson has an idea, right, to explain it, maybe he's just using it in metaphor to explain human nature or however he's doing it, that's not essentially the truth of the matter, right? It's just his opinion. So just keep that in mind, right? And remember, talk is cheap, right? Actions are the real thing. I ain't got enough time anyway to really delve into it, because it's a subject I am actually interested in, but time will not permit that today. So, Drivers Mate Podcast, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate your time as always. I really wish I could have dived into the subject a bit more, but I'm a busy man, and I'm sure you're a busy man and woman too, right? And let's call this a little taster. Remind me in the comments to circle back around to this and talk about it a bit more in depth, right? Give me your opinion, your 2 cents on it. Am I right? Am I over exaggerating? Am I talking bullshit? It's Jordan Peterson talking bullshit, right? You let me know what you think. Remember, sign up to the Patreon. It's about $3 in America, and it's about £2 or £1 something in England, right? If you're that way inclined to be interested in exclusive content, or if you just want to support me in the channel as a way of saying thank you for any kind of service I provide you, right, in your day-to-day life. So I appreciate your time. Check out my main channel at CNCCMI, and remember, Travis Mate Podcast, right? And let's keep freedom of speech free. Let's keep real people real, and I hope you enjoy your day. See you later.